Find the right. Yep.
I probably don't have to ask you whether or not you're nervous. You've been in front of a lot of groups in the past, haven't you? And actually, this would be a much shorter speech if I could just explain the things that Janel has not done for American Diabetes. However, Janel was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when she was 13. In 1994, she volunteered to be on our Bachelor Auction Committee, and since then has participated in almost every event that we have had. She recruited a team and rides her bike in the tour. She served as the chair of the Grand Affair. She's taught us how to shrink wrap our silent auction baskets. Oh, she does a lot of stuff. She donated original art for the home tour. She's represented the ADA in the ocean swimming events in Ketchikan and Sitka. She's wrapped gifts at the Fifth Avenue Mall. And she's done pretty much anything that we've asked her to do. She's been involved as an advocate for people with diabetes long before advocacy became a buzzword. As a lawyer with the Disability Law Center, she was our go-to person for people experiencing discrimination issues at work or at school. Her interests and skills in this area, as well as her years of service on the Alaska Leadership Council of the ADA, propelled her to the National Board of Directors and to her position today as chairman of the ADA National Advocacy Committee. Janel was instrumental in developing the Safe in Schools program to safeguard the rights of children with diabetes and their parents, and plans to make Alaska the next state to pass the Safe in School legislation. I am pleased, if I can find it here it is, and proud to present the Golden Award recipient to Janel Wright.
Thank you, Ted, and thank you to all the staff members for all your countless hours to make this such a wonderful event this evening. And thank you to all my friends. You're all my friends, but to my very special friends who came tonight and surprised me and are here to honor me. I honor you. I love you all, and I couldn't make it through having diabetes without every single one of you. And I swore I was not going to stand up here and cry. But diabetes is where I live. And it's where my circle of family and friends live. And I'm sure that everybody in the audience knows someone with diabetes, or you probably wouldn't be here. Like Ted said, I had diabetes since I was 13 years old. I was diagnosed on the Monday before Thanksgiving, November 24th, 1975. My dear sweet mother broke the news to me. And she didn't tell me, Janel, you have diabetes. My mom knew the struggles of living with diabetes because she had a brother, my Uncle Johnny, and a sister, my Aunt Rachel, who both had type 1 diabetes. So I had been at a friend's house and I came home that evening and I was convinced, I had had the blood test and I was convinced I wasn't going to have diabetes, and so I was at my girlfriend's house, and it was the coolest place because she had fountain soda. And she said, "You want a Coke?" I said, "Oh, you know, they told me to try to avoid sugar, but you know what? I'm not going to have diabetes. I'll take the Coke." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, it'll be fine." So I drank the Coke and I got all those classic signs. I really had to go to the bathroom, my mouth was dry. And I said, "You know what? I think it's time for me to go home. I went home, and it was just up the street, so I walked home, and when I got there, I was sitting in our living room, and I still to this day remember exactly what the room looked like, what the lighting was like, and my mom said, "Oh, go ahead, sit down." And so I sat down, and she sat on the little footstool, and she put her hands on my knees, and she said, "Dr. Brandt called, and you're going to have to take insulin." I said, "Does that mean I have diabetes?" She said, "You're just going to have to take insulin. Everything's going to be fine." And I knew what it meant, but she couldn't bring herself to say it because it's a diagnosis that nobody wants. It's a diagnosis that we don't want for our loved ones. We don't want it for our friends. And I even say, I would not wish diabetes on my worst enemy. Diabetes doesn't take a vacation. It's 24 hours a day. Every minute, every second of my life, I will have this. I'll have diabetes until death do us part. And so what this award means to me is that despite the fact that that diagnosis changed the destiny of my life, and it changed the destiny of my family's life, and it changed the destiny of every single one of my friends, because whatever I do, whoever I know, they know I have diabetes, and they're always watching out to make sure that I'm okay. And they live with me through the highs, literally, the high blood sugars, the low blood sugars, the highs and lows of diabetes. They live with me through the tears and the frustration. And then those days that we get to celebrate because we stayed right between the lines. And it's something we constantly think about. I'm honored to receive this award. And as I said, it represents to me that in my own little life and in my own little way, I've had a chance to change the destiny of diabetes. Whether advocating for increased funding for research and prevention, or advocating on behalf of students with diabetes to be safe at school, or fighting the Coast Guard when they dared to deny a gentleman with type 1 diabetes his Coast Guard credentials, and fighting them and winning, or giving assurances to frustrated parents who are worried sick about their son who's newly diagnosed, and assuring them that it's not the end of the world, it's just a change. So, despite all those things, the fact that I received this award just tells me that, damned to diabetes, I've beaten you in just a little bit. 31,000 Alaskans. Thank you. There are 31,000 Alaskans with diabetes. And so, tonight I need your help in two ways. First of all, there is a stand set up in the back with the Stop Diabetes hand. And there are lovely ladies back there who will sign you up to be diabetes advocates. And you will receive information about what's happening and what issues need your advocacy. So, if there's a bill that Congress is considering, you'll receive a little alert, and there'll be a letter that you can personalize and send off to Senator Begich, Senator Murkowski, or Representative Young. If we have a piece of legislation in the state, you will also receive a notice, and we'll ask you to let your representatives know whether or not you support a particular piece of legislation. And it only takes a couple minutes, and if you just go to the back of the room, near the sign that says Stop Diabetes, you can sign up to be a diabetes advocate too. And the other thing I need you to do to help me stop diabetes is to be generous tonight. Bid often, bid a lot, bid with the generosity that you never found in your heart before. And then, when we're done and you have an opportunity to dance, I want you to dance like we have stopped diabetes and it's gone from our lives. Mom and Dad, thanks for coming. Thanks for calling me every single morning, Mom, to make sure I'm okay. And thank you, Tilly. I'm sorry. Okay, tonight's our opportunity to do our part to stop the destiny of diabetes. And I can't stop, I won't stop, and I know we won't stop until we stop diabetes. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2011 award recipient, Janel Wright.
Next up is the Army.